Good to Great by Jim Collins, summarized by Detailed Book Summaries. Click on the subscribe button. Let us know in the comment the book you would love us to summarize for you. Chapter 1. The Making of a Great Company. Jim Collins. Good to Great begins with a simple but profound question. Why do some companies make the leap from being merely good to becoming truly great, while others do? Collins spent 5 years with a research team analyzing thousands of companies over decades, searching for organizations that achieved sustained, extraordinary performance after years of being average. Only 11 companies met the strict criteria. What Collins discovered was not a collection of flashy strategies or revolutionary innovations, but a pattern of timeless principles rooted in discipline, humility, clarity, and consistency. These principles, when combined, create momentum that transforms an organization from the inside out. Collins argues that good is the enemy of great. Many organizations never reach greatness because they become comfortable with being good enough. Greatness requires intentional effort and a refusal to settle. The companies that broke through did so by committing to disciplined improvement regardless of industry, competition, or market pressure. One of the first major ideas in the book is the Stockdale paradox, which states that companies must confront harsh realities while maintaining faith that they will ultimately prevail. This combination of brutal honesty and unwavering belief becomes a core foundation for greatness. Collins also dispels the myth that great companies are built by charismatic, ego-driven leaders. In fact, the great companies were led by quiet, humble, dedicated individuals who placed the organization's long-term success above personal glory. This revelation creates a foundation for the rest of the book's findings. The chapter introduces the flywheel effect, a metaphor for the slow, steady buildup of momentum. Greatness is not achieved through sudden breakthroughs or dramatic actions. It is achieved through many small, disciplined steps that accumulate until the organization experiences a powerful acceleration. From the outside, this looks like an overnight success, but insiders know it is the result of years of disciplined effort. Ultimately, Collins makes it clear: greatness is not an industry-specific advantage or a stroke of luck. It is a result of consistent, disciplined choices. Companies become great only when people, processes, and principles align around a clear purpose. Chapter 2. Level 5 Leadership. The Humble Drivers of Greatness. The second chapter introduces the most surprising discovery: Level 5 Leadership. Unlike the stereotype of bold, flamboyant CEOs who dominate media headlines, Level 5 leaders are modest, quiet, and intensely focused on results rather than recognition. They possess a unique blend of humility and fierce professional will. These leaders put their organization's success first and their own ego last. Level 5 leaders credit success to their teams and external factors, but they take personal responsibility for failures. They are driven by the desire to be famous or celebrated. Instead, they are driven by a deep commitment to the company's mission. Their humility does not weaken them, rather, it strengthens their resolve and earns the trust of their employees. Collins shows that companies led by celebrity CEOs, often hired from outside, were less likely to succeed. In contrast, good to great companies typically promoted leaders internally, people who understood the organization deeply and were committed to its long-term future. These leaders also planned for their succession, ensuring the company remained strong after their departure. Level 5 leaders embody the Stockdale paradox, the ability to confront brutal facts while maintaining faith in their ultimate success. This mindset allows them to make wise decisions, inspire confidence, and build cultures based on honesty and responsibility. Importantly, Collins emphasizes that level 5 leadership is not an innate trait reserved for a chosen few. It can be developed through discipline, personal growth, and a strong sense of purpose. The concept is empowering because it suggests that greatness is not limited to charismatic personalities. It is accessible to anyone willing to cultivate the mindset that prioritizes long-term success over personal recognition. This chapter reshapes the reader's understanding of leadership by proving that the most effective leaders are not necessarily the loudest or most visible. They are the ones who build organizations capable of thriving long after they are gone. Chapter 3. First WHO, then what? GTTING, the right people on the bus. Collins reveals another transformational insight. Great companies first focus on people before strategy. The principle, first who, then what, means that leaders must first assemble the right team before deciding where the organization is going. The reasoning is simple. When you have disciplined, self-motivated people, the right decisions become clearer, and the organization is better equipped to adapt to change. Great companies hire based on character, work ethic, and cultural fit rather than resume alone. The right people do not need tight management. They naturally embrace responsibility and pursue excellence. Conversely, the wrong people create friction, slow progress, and require excessive supervision. Collins outlines 3 key practices. 1. When in doubt, don't hire, keep searching. Great companies refuse to fill crucial roles with mediocre talent. 2. When you must make a people change, do it decisively, but with compassion. Holding on to underperformers harms the entire organization. 3. Put your best people on the biggest opportunities, not the biggest problems. This accelerates long-term growth. Collins makes an important distinction between being rigorous and being ruthless. Rigorous leaders maintain high standards, but treat people with dignity. Ruthless leaders destroy trust and damage the culture. Good to great companies were rigorous, not ruthless. Once the right people are on the team, strategy becomes easier to shape and execute. The company becomes flexible, resilient, and able to adapt without chaos. Collins compares this to having the right people on a bus. If you start with where you want to go, but choose the wrong passengers, the journey will be painful. But if the right people are on board, the direction becomes clear and the ride becomes smoother. This chapter shifts the traditional belief that strategy should come first. Instead, it demonstrates that people are the foundation of sustainable greatness. Chapter 4. The Hedgehog Concept, Clarity Through Simplicity. The Hedgehog Concept is one of the most influential ideas in Good to Great. It is based on the parable of the fox and the hedgehog. The fox tries many strategies to catch the hedgehog, but the hedgehog succeeds by doing one simple thing extremely well. Great companies operate the same way. They simplify their focus to a single, clear, guiding concept. This concept lies at the intersection of three circles. 1. What the company can be the best in the world at. 2. What drives its economic engine. 3. What it is deeply passionate about. A good to great company does not merely pick something it wants to be the best at, it identifies what it can be uniquely superior in. This requires honesty. Just because a company is competent in an area doesn't mean it can become the best at it. The economic engine refers to finding a single financial metric that drives consistent profitability. This could be profit per customer, revenue per employee, or any measure that enables long-term stability. The passion circle is equally critical. Greatness cannot be fueled by obligation alone. A company must do work that inspires energy, creativity, and commitment. The hedgehog concept is powerful because it creates clarity. Once a company identifies it, decision-making becomes easier. Opportunities that fit the concept are pursued. Those that don't are rejected, no matter how tempting. Importantly, discovering the hedgehog concept is not quick. Good to great companies took years, sometimes a decade of research, debate, and experimentation before fully understanding it. This patience separates great companies from those that chase trends or constantly reinvent themselves. The hedgehog concept becomes the turning point in the journey from good to great, transforming scattered effort into unified, focused momentum. Chapter 5. Building a culture of discipline and the flywheel effect. The final chapter brings everything together through two ideas: a culture of discipline and the flywheel effect. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. A culture of discipline is not about strict rules or bureaucratic processes. Bureaucracy arises when the wrong people are hired. Discipline emerges naturally when the right individuals operate with freedom inside a clear framework. In great companies, employees have the autonomy to make decisions, but their decisions always support the company's values, long-term goals, and hedgehog concept. This disciplined culture includes disciplined people who take responsibility, disciplined thought that confronts reality, disciplined action aligned with the company's guiding concept. Companies lacking discipline easily fall into what Collins calls the doom loop, jumping from strategy to strategy, chasing trends, reorganizing constantly, and failing to build momentum. Great companies avoid this by embracing the flywheel effect. At first, progress feels slow, like trying to push a heavy flywheel. But with each small, consistent push in the same direction, the flywheel begins to move. Eventually, it reaches a breakthrough point where momentum multiplies. To outsiders, the company suddenly seems to be winning effortlessly. But insiders understand that greatness came from years of disciplined effort. Collins ends the book with one final truth. Greatness is not a matter of circumstance. It is a matter of choice. Companies become great by aligning people, purpose, and disciplined action around a clear direction, and pushing the flywheel again and again with determination. Click on the subscribe button. Let us know in the comment the book you would love us to summarize for you.